I'm taking whole red onions, turning them into flowers, coating every layer in proper bhaji spices, baking and frying until they're crispy, and just wait till you see them pull apart. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Rick. Today, blooming onion bhajis. Blooming onions, onion bhajis, boom, let's do it. On here I have a lot of onions. I've got about 10 red onions, something like that, but we're going to get onto that in a minute. Throw them to one side. We want to be making a dip. We've got to get the dip in the fridge. In here I have Greek yogurt. Now I've got fresh mint and I've got fresh coriander. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of fresh mint to show you that way, and then we're going to chuck in some Coleman's garden mint. So you can do it either way or mix it, up to you. So these are fresh mint leaves, obviously. So we want a little chopping over that. Nice and steady. Now this is original recipe. You haven't seen anything like this. And what I will do, I'm going to put it on both my channels. That's our little bit of fresh mint. There's our yogurt, that goes in there. Now, like I say, if you were using Coleman's, if you can get into it, you would just put a couple of teaspoons in. Okay, I'm going to do one, so I've got one fresh. Want some coriander in there, or cilantro. Now don't forget, you know, if it's something you don't like, you don't eat, don't put it in there. I want a little bit of lemon juice going in there. In we go. Want a little bit of mango chutney. About a tablespoon. Mango chutney of choice. This is my choice. Want a little bit of cumin. Garam masala. Kashmiri chili powder. A little bit of salt. A little bit of sugar. A good mix and stick in the fridge a good 20 minutes or more. Now that is a serious flavour banging dip right there. We want to be making our blooming onion mix. In here, besan flour, okay, chickpea flour. In there, rice flour, ground coriander, cumin, Kashmiri chili powder, garam masala, amchur powder. That is dry mango powder, okay? In there, give us that little bit of a twang with our onions. Works absolutely fabulously. A little bit of turmeric, ajwain, garlic powder or onion powder, both work. Salt. And we want some baking powder. Going to give that a mix. Now that is no good with that little spoon, obviously. That is our onion bhaji seasoning mix. So make sure you give it a good mix in. Get it fully incorporated in there. Now we want to make a glue. Want a couple of tablespoons of besan chickpea flour in there. A little bit of oil. And we want some water. Now we are erring on the side of a runny mix. Okay. Give that a good stir in and let it rehydrate. Now onions can't be any simpler. Now what you need to do is not cut through that root end at all. Now we can take the top off like that. Very small amount of onion coming off there, and we want the skin off. And we're going to do that with all our onions, obviously. So peel the skin off. Okay, so we're going to do one first, and then you can see, and I will crack on and do all the rest. This is a little plastic tub. It was a bit bigger, and I've basically cut it off. So we have this little plastic tub. That sits our onion root side down on there, and it sits quite a way in there. We're not bothered about cutting right down to the root for this one. Now what we're going to do, we are going to form our petals. So we're going to cut straight down to that tub like that. I'm going to turn it round. Now we have 4 petals. So if we do that again, we have a whole bundle of petals. Now you can come in there and make a lot more. So there you are, we got the whole onion. Now it hasn't cut down anywhere near there. As you can see, it's cut to there. That is it. No more than that. We're going to take a microwave box, no water, no lid, on there. I'm going to do all the onions and put them on here. Get whatever you're using, whether it be a bottle top or anything, or just make something like this. That on there. Boom. Straight down. Boom. Straight down. Come on. Don't get much easier, does it? Okay, there are our onions. There's some onions. We'll do a couple more as well, so we got enough. In a microwave box, no water, no lid. Microwave for about 45-50 seconds. Have a look at them, and if they're a little bit soft, they're fine. If not, 15 seconds more. For this amount of onions, I would recommend about 1.5 minutes. Okay, so these are about a minute. They are not even warm. Back in there. Okay, out of the microwave. Now what you've got to do is leave these about 10 minutes. They are going to keep cooking, and they are going to open. Look, this one's already started to open. Okay, they're going to loosen the petals. Just let them keep cooking from the inside. Just leave them about 10 minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll take them out and put them on a tray. So as you can see, whilst they're sat here, look, some of these onions, the petals are already opening. So we just tease them open a little bit. Okay, don't go crackers on this. We don't want to break the center. So just tease them open. And there you go, there's our onion. Okay, ready for our bhaji mix. Fabulous. There you go. How cool do they look? So take your onion. Nice and gently. Okay, you've got to keep it all intact. We do not want this pulling up inside. Okay. And back on a tray. Okay. Now you can just spoon it in if you want, but I just find that this way is easier. You put it in there, you gently tease the petals. So you get that in there. And then we just turn it over and drain it out. You need your oven on at 220. Right, now this is the easy way to do this, but you can do it any which way. You know, you can just put some of that in there. What I'm going to do is make that little well like that. We're going to take one of our florets, if you like, and we're going to do that. Okay, that is going in there. And then we're going to turn it over like that. We're going to give it a tappy tappy. We don't want lots of flour. There you go, look, coated on every petal. So bring in a tray on there. Do that with all your florets, your flowers, your blossoms in there. Tease it in between all those petals. Good shake off. We don't want all that excess on there. Now what's going to happen, the fluid from the onion is actually going to rehydrate this flour mix on these petals. So it is going to become quite sticky throughout the petals with our powdered mix on there. So do that with all your flowers, your blossoms. So it's a bit like a normal onion bhaji really. The salts and things in our spice mix is going to draw out moisture from the onion. So just give it a little shake round, get those petals open. Fabulous. Now come on, how cool do they look? So what we're going to do, we're going to bob those in the oven, but I'm going to fry a couple like you would onion bhajis. And we'll see which is the best result. So what you're going to do is either drizzle with oil or spray with oil. And you're going to open up the petals so we get a little bit of that spray in there. So I'm going to give you two options. We're going to bake some and we are going to fry some. The choice will be yours. So we're going to whack these in the oven 20-25 minutes. Oil in a pan, turn it on, about 180, somewhere around about there, 170, 180. When you think you've got your oil about 170, in there. Come on, look at these. Crisp them as much as you want. Brown them as much as you want. Okay, when you've cooked them as much as you like, listen to that crispiness. Out of there. Oh yes, please. And when you've had enough time, look at those. Out of there. Sizzly whizzly. Nice baked onion there, look. Right, we'll plate them up in a minute and compare both. Okay, in there with some of our dip. Oh, look at that there. A little pinch of Kashmiri chili on there. And on there with our bhajis. Look at that. We're going to go fried, baked all the way around. Little bit of a contrast, eh? I'll probably have to squash them up too. That is truly, truly spectacular. I don't think anybody would disagree with that one. A little bit of coriander on there. Roughly chop up some lemon in there. And you have got one heck of a special mini blooming onion bhajis. Look at that. That is off the charts. Come on, what we got going on? We've got the oven baked, we've got the fried. In here, oven baked. Oh, look at that. This is the fried. Just rip some apart. Come on. Oh yeah. Look at that, we got all that crunchy stuff going on there. Oh, that, oh, that is off the charts. Oh, that is absolutely sensational. In there, in that dip. Proper onion bhaji flavour. Oh, that is the fried, delicious. This is the oven baked. Oh, falling apart. Still crispy on the top. Look where we got that char in. Oh, it's falling apart. I'm going to do the same. It's in there. Oh, oh, intense. Oh, oh, they're off the charts. They're off the charts. This is a more intense onion flavour. It is delicious. Oh yeah. Oh, that is absolutely stunning. Gonna have to try the fried again, obviously. Oh, on there. On there. The dip is sensational. The dip is absolutely bang on. And you know what makes the dip? By putting the mango chutney in the dip. Hard to beat. If I were to say on flavour alone, I would say the onion baked with being baked onions has a better flavour. There you go, mini blooming onion bhajis. If you like what we're doing, share with your friends. Get your friends around to share that. That is a fabulous plateful there as a starter. It looks sensational on the table. If you like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. We'll catch you in the next video. And you know, it's got to be done. In there. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, that freshness in there.